Hello! I have recently discovered how useful aprons are in protecting my historically inspired garments, which I wear all day, almost every day. I had 2 meters of this 100% cotton. I meshed the stripes so that my final garment would look symmetrical. I combined 2 patterns to make this apron. I used the pattern of my 1898 walking skirt, but without the back gauze. To make the front bodice, I used the bib pattern of my gingham apron. I joined the front gore of the skirt and the bib. As the apron was to be worn over a walking skirt, I added some extra seam allowance to make it slightly bigger. I backstitched the seams. I made 24 stitches per inch. I don't think you should aim for so tiny stitches, it slows you down. I accidentally made them this size, not on purpose. Whatever the size of your stitches, be proud of possessing a life skill. I left the top 1 cm unstitched when I joined the front and side front gauze. I felt the seams at the top and bottom so that I could work on the waistband and hem. I will do the rest later. I used my grandparents' old meter rod to straighten the edge of the side back gauze. I folded the edges twice and hemmed them. It was probably not the best idea to have loose edges cut on the bias. Fortunately, this fabric didn't tend to stretch much. I used cabbages to make the ties. I didn't measure anything, I cut the widest and longest possible strips. I folded and pressed the strips. I basted the ties on the waist, starting at the front seams. I backstitched the ties on the waist. Then I measured the right size of the ties. I backstitched along the ties. I turned the ties to the right side. I folded the bottom edge of the ties. I backstitched along the edge on the inside, making sure there were no visible stitches on the outside. I folded the front and cut the neckline deeper. I kept trying the apron on and adjusting the neckline until I was satisfied. For the back, I used the same pattern but cut the neckline higher. After lots and lots of attempts, I managed to join the shoulders at the right angle. I placed the shoulder seams below my actual shoulder line. I adjusted the edges. I folded the whole bodice and meshed the center front to the folded edge of the fabric. I drew around the neckline, then I drew a parallel line to make the neck facing. I made it quite wide. I even remembered to add some allowance to the back center. I joined the ends. I pressed the allowance. I backstitched along the neckline, right sides together. You should use your smallest stitches along curves, this will help you achieve a smooth line. It's important to clip or notch the allowance symmetrically, so I always start at the center. I turn the facing to the inside. Then I folded the allowance of the bottom edge of the facing and notched it. Here it was really important to notch and not clip the allowance. The convex curve of the facing is longer than the concave curve of the front. By cutting V-shapes into the allowance, you remove the excess fabric. When you turn the allowance under the facing, the edges of the V-shapes come closer together. Without notches, the excess fabric would create a bulk. Next, I folded the edges of the bodice twice and basted them. Then I whipped the edges. I secured the ends of the ties by backstitching them to the edges of the front. I backstitched them from both sides. I overcast the ends. I didn't have the courage to cut them shorter as I'm usually rather clumsy with scissors. After several trials, I decided how much shorter I needed to cut the back. Fitting the back on myself was an extremely difficult task and I didn't manage to get a satisfying result. I folded the edge twice and whipped it. I made a hem wide enough to make buttonholes. I always test the fabric before I cut buttonholes into the finished garment. This fabric was made for stitching buttonholes. I sewed on the buttons. It took several attempts to determine where to place them. I always end up with a skirt bottom like this. I folded the apron, carefully matching the seams, pinned it and adjusted the line. I folded the hem twice and stitched it. I made a small pocket for one tissue. I used a cotton loan. I don't like pockets at all, I don't need them at all. However, I sometimes hide a tiny pocket in my garments for one tissue. I stitch the pocket to the waist in the back. It is easy to reach and I can easily forget that it is there.